have gone through phases where I drink 4 liters per day. Generally, I drink 2 to 3 liters. So maybe from tomorrow, I'm gonna start again on a no sugar thing. Let's see. It makes me I feel triggered that 1, I've been feeling more lonely, and 2, that I don't have kids. I already actually did my yoga practice, short yoga practice and meditation. I didn't film that because I feel like you've seen me do that so many times. Brushing my teeth. Okay, because I've been doing some decluttering, I found some long incense sticks that burn for 5 hours, and I actually put them in my garden. Do my own like ceremony, bringing good energy into my home. Okay, I just got home before. I actually forgot to vlog everywhere. I'm gonna make some breakfast or brunch actually. First we need coffee. That is so good. Later I'm actually going to make salad. So I bought some more nutritional yeast, walnuts for my oats, and pink Himalayan salt. Actually, while I cook my breakfast, I'm just listening to a live training from the GPM base. I will add into my oats, chia seeds, peanut butter, hemp seeds maybe at the end, and a date or 2, and the walnuts, of course. You've probably seen this in other videos before. I have this huge gallon jug. I actually got this from Drifter many years ago. A gallon is actually 4 liters, and I have gone through phases where I drink 4 liters per day. Generally, I drink 2 to 3 liters. I'm actually a very good frequent water drinker. But yeah, I just added in here now. Okay, I can't seem to quite get the angle. But in here I have the oats, walnuts, peanut butter, chia seeds. Hemp seeds I'll add at the end. I chopped up 1 date, pink Himalayan salt, 1 cup of Kangen water, 1 cup of oat milk. I also take magnesium every day, like 1 or 2, 3. I know that they say maybe 2 a day. So sometimes it's either 2 or 4. Just a multivitamin. These are vegan. And I also take my turmeric Ukon products. This is actually, it's so good. This is actually turmeric that is grown in Japan organically with the Kangen water. And as you know, there are many, many benefits for turmeric. They call this actually Ukon, or some people also know it as curcumin. I have packets of those that I bring from Australia actually. I get my orders delivered in Australia. But this is that. And I find that when I increase my water, I have less sugar in what I eat during the day. And then I have my turmeric. I have less pain in my body. So maybe from tomorrow, I'm gonna start again on a no sugar thing. Let's see. Because yes, I definitely enjoy my chocolate, and I don't think I've been as clean in my eating. I always pretty much eat whole foods. Of course, before that time of the month, I will eat everything. But in general, I eat pretty healthily. Actually, I'm going to film later because I put some stories up on my Instagram. I'm gonna sit down later and have a bit of a chit chat, but I've been feeling a bit blocked with social media and the internet, to tell you the truth, lately. But I always find joy in vlogging. It's always really just a very fun way for me to show up online when I vlog. So again, this one's not structured. Oh, my oats. Okay, I'm gonna go and sit in my home office in the AC. Carlini, can I sit in here?
Yeah?
Can I sit in here?
Wait.
Okay, wait.
2 minutes, yeah?
Okay, 2 minutes. Carlini is here. Wax! This cat is so funny. Wax! Wax? Wax? Mr. Wax? 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 He's very vocal. Oh my God, it's like 1,000 degrees. Okay, I am going to start eating this and then I will transition into my office with AC. The oats is just a little bit hot right now to eat. I'm not even sure. I think actually the low tide, although today's tides, they're not really like low. So I'm planning to go to Green Ball again, or Green Bowl. It says Green Ball here, but some people say Green Bowl. 6 to 8 foot. It's really funny, the forecast, because it says right now that it's 6 to 8 foot, but for the surf height. But then the swell height only says like 4 foot. So by the time I get there, it'll be 14 seconds. So I don't know, let's see. Low tide was 3.5 foot and that was 9:42. So we're only 2 hours after high tide. So it's still kind of low. And it only gets to 6.5 foot. So it's not too high. Wax! Hello, Wax. Wax. Oh my God, I don't know if you can tell if I'm like fully schwitzing, like sweating. I'm eating like hot oatmeal and drinking hot coffee and I am like sweating. Actually been really difficult for me. I'm not going to complain. Ah! Now you're over there? Oh my God, now we're going over here. Okay, I'm coming over here now. Ah! Okay, let me get my coffee. Miss Bikini, real life here, no holding back here. This is my real life. Very grateful. Okay, this is so much better. Let's see how cold this AC will be now that they're being cleaned. I've been living here for 2 years and this was the first time that I cleaned it. They should be cleaned once every 4 months. I actually had some of the, like my desk here, I actually ordered from Informa. It's a furniture store on Sunset Road. And in March this year, I actually had paid for AC cleaning, which was like included because, you know, I spent a certain amount of money and they said, oh, we offer AC cleaning and to clean your mattress. They never came. So that was my bad. That was my part. I was just too lazy to reorganize that. But Carlini saves the day again. She just said to me the other day to order somebody because yeah, it's been really hot in Bali. Okay, better in the AC. So, yeah, I think I've been having in the last like couple of weeks a little bit of a block with my business. I've created a lot more time and prioritized a lot more time to be working rather than surfing. And I've been running a lot of paid advertising and yeah, to tell you the truth, like I feel like I had like a flow a few weeks ago and then it's like my ads have just not been converting to leads, to converting to signups to the platform to go through the free training to learn. It's made me feel also like I know that this is the worst thing that you should do is like compare yourself to other people. And I've really focused my mindset to only always focus on myself when I'm out there surfing. But I don't know, I feel like I've been getting caught up, you know, to be quite honest here and vulnerable here, I've been getting a little bit caught up, you know, with comparing myself to other people that's in the industry. And I wrote this to a friend yesterday that this business in the last couple of weeks has made me feel insecure about not having a partner and not having a family, because I see so many people through friends of mine globally and they have their husbands and they have their kids and I see all the content that's being created like, oh, we're you know really focused on building this business and helping other moms and dads and families, you know, to create wealth and impact for, you know, generations to come. And it makes me feel, I feel triggered that one, I've been feeling more lonely and two, that I don't have kids. And I realize that obviously this is not about other people having a husband or having kids. I very much realize that this is my own issue. And it's interesting because it's something that I've shared about here on my channel if you've been following me, that I've always wanted to be married and I've always wanted to have kids. And it hurts me when I hear over the years it hurts me when I hear over the years different people saying like, oh yeah, like I wish I never had kids. And some people like, oh yeah, you know, like I'm not connected to my baby, like I'm pregnant, I'm not even connected to my baby. And I just, like being pregnant is a miracle. It just doesn't happen to everybody. And when I hear, and it might even be the same, maybe you can understand, like if I sometimes say that I'm, having some issues and complaining about my Bali life. Like, I get it. Nobody's life is perfect. Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're from this country, whether this religion, right? Like, everybody has a different life, a different lifestyle. Everybody's different, and that's the beauty of life. However, specifically for me, I find it lately, and I think it's just, I feel like there's been a little bit of a void in my life. I'm quite happy to not be so focused with surfing, because I was putting in a lot of time to get my new system set up when I joined this new online platform, and get all the, the integrations and all the automation set up. And then I've really put in a lot of time to be watching like trainings to learn again how to run Facebook ads. And I think it's something that I shared maybe through one of the vlogs before, that I haven't been, at least on my Facebook and Instagram, sharing organically about the business and about the product. Yeah, because I put up like a business post the other day and it like got crickets. And then of course I put up something to do with surfing, and it's like. And of course, it's not about vanity metrics. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many likes you get. But for me, it's always been about, in the past, which now I'm feeling insecure and I'm feeling small with. It's that, like, this business to me is making me feel like, well, who do I have to help? Like, who wants to follow me when I am not trying to create generational wealth? I have been, if you've been following this channel, I've been an advocate for health for years. It's something that has been so close to my heart, and also it's just what I experienced, that from a very young age, I was, I used to be a professional dancer, and then I became a yogi. And so my wellness, both mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, if I, wasn't well, I didn't work and I didn't get a paycheck. And here with this business, we talk about helping people with all different kinds of ways to create a life of freedom. And for the most part, I'm really grateful that I do get to schedule out my own days, because I'm not, working for somebody else, and I'm not on a shift, right? I don't have to wear a uniform anymore. I don't have to report to anybody. I don't have to ask anybody, I'm going to the toilet. Like, I can't believe I used to have to do that in hospitality and working for resorts. But I've come to the place where it's like, I so wish to be empowering, and maybe you're watching, empowering you to become your healthiest and wealthiest version of yourself, and happiest and most successful and most abundant version of yourself. But somehow I'm not sure where my block is right now about what content to create and how to show up, because sometimes I also have gone through a phase this year where it was like, I don't need to share everything, and I used to always share everything. I've been a lot more open sharing here on my YouTube channel, but when it comes to Instagram and Facebook, I stopped, for the last, maybe 12 months. I shared some content, obviously, when I was, I think it's been since like July, I stopped sharing content. And that was around the time when I had that friendship misalignment. And yeah, I feel like I haven't known how to show up for my Facebook and Instagram. Like, here I've been sharing everything. And actually, I'm grateful. I have my editor Alyssa, who is helping me. Shout out to you, Alyssa, thank you. She is helping me now start to edit these videos as they're coming out. But I just haven't known how to show up, I guess, on my, and maybe I'm overthinking it, right? I'm comparing myself to others in the business and how people show up. And then also I'm comparing myself for my marital status and for not having kids. But then, of course, I think, and I'm not going to compare myself, but when I see examples of friendships around me, or people that I know here in Bali, or even around the world, other people, but it's mostly here in Bali. And I think of people here in relationships and their partners treat them like shit. It makes me so grateful. I'm not going to compare, but I'm going to always come back to that. Yes, I would still rather be single right now and happy for the most part on my own, and not having to wake up every morning or go to sleep every night and be like unhappy and being treated not the way that I know that I can be treated. And I see that with other friends, and I know that this is something that I do talk about in my content, that, you know, why is it, and I get it because I used to be in that situation, why is it that people stay in situations, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, or whether it's maybe like a work environment or in a income producing situation, where you're not happy and you're feeling unsatisfied and unfulfilled. I actually was writing this out in some copy yesterday. And it's because people stay because, one, it's too scary to change. Like the unknown of like, oh, but if I end this or quit this or resign from that, you know, I'm like, I don't know what will happen. It's too much. So people stay because the fear of not knowing what's going to happen if they break away. So it's easier to just stay unhappy and unfulfilled and feeling like you're getting treated in a certain way and thinking that things will change. Like, things never change. Maybe there is the exception with situations and things change, but everything that I've learned through psychology and through my own personal development, just through life, is that when people usually are complaining about their partner or like a job or something, like, things don't usually change. The only way that the change happens is when you decide to change. So that's one reason. Another reason why people either stay in a work environment or a friendship or a relationship with a man, because they don't know their worth. So they think, well, oh, this is all I can get. This is the best that I can get. But it's like, when you, like, I remember for me, I was getting to a point where I was like, really? Like, is this it? And I knew that this couldn't be it. And I had to work on my own worth, knowing that actually I was capable of being with a different partner. And I also, when I talk about my business, like, you know, I was happy teaching yoga, and it was definitely like my dharma. It's always been my dharma, my mission, to help people to feel good and to get out of their heads and to get into their body and be in their breath and be present. And I was happy doing that, but I was also like, I realized at the time, even though in 2020 our world fell apart, I also was like quite happy to be like, oh, I'm just gonna step away right now from teaching yoga. And that's why I stepped into this business model and this business opportunity, that I was like, well, I want to be able to create more. I want to not only have my best health, but I want to be able to create more. And through these experiences of like stepping into entrepreneurship, and obviously like and knowing that's something that I need to again go deeper with, you know, the deeper diver work with, like knowing my worth with this business, but definitely knowing my worth when it comes to friendships and relationships. I definitely have stepped into this year, and I continue to step away from situations and people where I'm not feeling seen or heard or understood, or I'm just not on the same frequency anymore. And it's not so much to say that like I don't like certain people or things anymore. It's just that I don't align with that. It doesn't serve me to be there or be with that person, or, you know, things like this. And so, oh, that's Gojek. Okay, I realized why I couldn't see. It was because, I was wondering why, like, this little screen that we have here with my Pocket Osmo 3 DJI camera, and then the screen was like small and fuzzy, and then I put on my glasses and it's like, wow, I can really see. Anyway, I know that I kind of went off on a tangent there, but yeah, I've just had a few blocks with the business. I think also because I'm not seeing results, but it's so interesting because, you know, I've gotten so used to now with the surfing, and it's gonna be, I will be sharing my experiences when I go to Hawaii, but I realize here what I've been so grateful of is, for the most part now when I surf, I always get waves, but there are days when I don't get waves, and I've been feeling a lot more confident, going right and everything. But and I remember that I have this growth mindset, and I need to lock back into that even more deeply for business, because I remember last year and I talk about this a lot of times, that in June 11th, June 12th, I got my first big wave at Bali. It must have been like maybe a 10-foot wave. I was so grateful. But then for 2 months after that, every time I went to Bali, I didn't get a wave. I would sit in the lineup for hours, and I would try to take off and wipe out, or I would just like be not sitting in the spot that I was supposed to. But I kept going back. And it's been the same thing actually when it comes to this business. Like I kept showing up, up until last year when I had my burnout. And now I've stepped back into the business, and it's been maybe August. I'll have to have a look when I joined Iconic, my platform. But it's been now like a couple of months, and it's like, okay, like not too much is happening. But I know that this is where the shift needs to happen, is that I just need to keep showing up and learning and actually just sharing more, because I haven't been sharing so much on my social media platforms. Here I've been speaking about the whole journey here. So I thank you if you've been following my journey. And please, if you are somebody that has gotten so far into this vlog, leave me a comment, and I would love to know your thoughts about what kind of content you want to hear, because this is also something. At first I was really focused on my YouTube channel, and then I stepped back into the business, and the business has just completely taken over. But it's also like I do have a focus here, and I would really love to honor you with what kinds of content you like me to share about. I actually realized that I have a few videos to share still with like big wave surfing and sharing about my guns collection. I wanted to share about different boards there. I actually have conversations with a friend of mine in Hawaii, and we talk about boards a lot. Most of our voice notes are talking about board talk, and we talk all about like sizes and shapes and noses and tails, and we talk about rocker. We talk about the rails, like everything. So I realized that there's actually like still a few, because I actually had like a whole list of different YouTube videos to create, which I can still create. I have so many to create. Plus, podcast. When am I gonna get my shit together and actually start my podcast? That's also something. I had everything planned out. I even had like so many episodes, and then I had like my first, it must have been 3 episodes planned out. Do you think that I've done that yet? Like again, what the fuck is my block there for not starting my podcast? I've been wanting to start a podcast for years, since probably 2020, 22, 23, and now 24. It's been 3 years since I've wanted to start a podcast. I have all the podcast gear. I have all the software. But it's also coming back to, and this is what I've been listening to in this GPM call, about sharing your story. Because I have many stories to share, but it's like and I guess you can continue always to share stories, right? But it's like being vulnerable in sharing your story and sharing, I guess, like just your process of like moving through life. Like they talk about, Gary V talks about, don't try to create content, just document your life. And I think I've very much been doing that when it comes to my YouTube channel. But I was going off on a tangent again. Please let me know what content you would like me to create. Okay, it is really raining now. Look at this. Okay. Bikini, come back inside. Okay, lots of heavy raining. Okay, I actually also just sat down before and filmed I'm gonna have to edit it later, but I filmed a quick welcome video for the funnel that I have. So when people are interested to learn about this incredible opportunity, people click on a link, and it's a 2.5 hour free course with free information, all the information that you need to learn and know about to start this business, about the product, about the compensation plan, like all the things. However, at the beginning, the guy who has put together the training, my business partner, Brian Hodgson, he is like the video that you see, and they actually give us the option if we want to film like our own welcome video to put before we introduce Brian. So I just filmed that. I had to take a couple different takes. I had like a script and I was kind of like reading off my script and doing that. So I filmed that. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to maybe just sit and edit my video and just wait until the rain passes over. We are at, if I just look at the forecast right now, yeah, we're at like 3 hours, so we're like at mid-tide. High tide is not until 5. So if I can just wait like another 30 minutes until I get ready to go surf, and then I will surf, I will drive in the rain. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into some work now. Okay, hi, I am now leaving to go surf. It has stopped raining and it's still incredibly hot. I plan to go to Pandawa. It is a longer drive, but you'll get to see once I arrive. Oh, it's kind of raining. Maybe I need my raincoat. Okay, here we go. It's raining. Okay, that was really intense. I drove here. I'm now at Greenball. Oh my God, I just got hassled by the ladies. I just bought a bunch of bracelets. The wave looks really clean down there. But because it's raining, I'll just get some footage later, but I'm gonna jump in the water now and hopefully it's not raining later. Yeah, okay. That was like a long session, but we were kind of like sitting. I was kind of like sitting there because I guess I was there close to the high tide. So then there were like no waves. I'm just gonna show you this spot because it's so pretty. When I arrived, it was like super rainy, but it was so glassy, so beautiful. Look at this, look at this. I think tomorrow might be a little bigger. Today wasn't actually that big, but there was some really nice waves still. I'll show you another spot where it is. So pretty here. It only got crowded like I guess maybe after the high tide, but look how pretty this is. Anyway, so that's Greenball. I'm gonna go home now. Yeah, again, I just have been loving taking off going right. Just love it. Okay, that is just crazy. It's 6:30 and I just got home. Like, yeah, okay. So I am going to actually just order some dinner and shower and then something. Look how cute the cats look. What are you doing? Bikini! Look at all the family. Say hello. Oh, bummy. Oh, bikini. Oh, bikini. Okay, everything arrived at the same time. I actually did everything. I ordered some chocolate from Alchemy, and I've ordered my dinner from Salad Lab. And then I'm also ordering cat food from the pet store in Denpasar and some cat toys. I had such a good session surfing, although it probably turned out to be really long. I need to get my battery fixed on my watch because I have absolutely no idea what time it is when I'm there. And also actually, I was there closer to the high tide. I'm gonna try to go there, I say this every day, earlier tomorrow morning before, I guess, the low tide or going to the low tide, I'm not even sure. But I am just absolutely loving going my backside, taking off, going backside. And I love when I get a longer wave to really, I actually am enjoying doing backside turns rather instead of front side turns. Yeah, it's like really fun. So that's been really fun, really fun for me. It was quite funny that, yeah, there were old guys, and at one stage it was like maybe 5 of us, and then as it got, I guess, to the high tide, or after the high tide, like so many more dudes came out, and I just looked at the lineup and I thought, okay, it feels like boys club. I'm not complaining, let me tell you. Yeah, it's always good to be in the water, and today was glassy. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Like, I was just sitting there waiting for sets and just so grateful and happy to be there. I think something for me, because I've been struggling a little bit, you know, what I shared before about, you know, prioritizing work and work just not being as in flow as I thought or think it could be, or isn't. It isn't. It's just always nice for me to get in the water and be in my body, and I'm just feeling so much more confident taking off my backside, because I just keep thinking that, like, once I get to the North Shore, taking off backside for the waves on the North Shore, it's all steep and fast and brutal. So I'm really trying to get really confident taking off backside. Like, I barely surfed backside before I got to Hawaii. And I think just because I've had so much more experience now, like one more year surfing compared to when I went to Hawaii last time, and this year, another year surfing big waves. So I definitely just feel more confident, like taking off and reading the wave and taking off, like now backside. So yeah, I'm grateful. Anyway, I'm going to eat I have a salad here and some bread and some chocolate. I better put this in the fridge. And that's what I'm gonna do. I do hope that you have enjoyed this vlog today. I hope that you found some value and some vibe. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, support my channel. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And please, if you have anything to share, just leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next video. Thank you, good night.